through our house. Okay, so yesterday started a new week for what I'm trying to do with meals, sharing with you what we've been eating for January. And so yesterday was Sunday, start of the new week. For breakfast we had the applesauce muffins from the video that I believe is already up. And that's what we did for breakfast. For lunch was leftovers. I'm trying to remember all the leftovers we did. But I don't. We have a lot of like chicken salad still from the food trucks that I want to get eaten up before they go bad. And just food that we've made. Then last night for dinner was the Mexican lasagna. For breakfast today we have the grits that I made last week. Then for lunch today we have so many leftovers and I really want to eat them up before they go bad. So grits is one and stir fry is another one. And we still have leftover from last night's dinner. We may end up eating leftovers for dinner too so that they don't go bad. So that's what we're at right now. And yeah, nothing really to share, but that's kind of what we've been eating, and I'm about ready to heat up leftovers now for lunch. So we're doing stir fry, and I'm down to my last 2 boxes of our Thai noodles, and that's what I'm using, and it's delicious. See? And to be all honest, I found this, I opened it, and we're not going to use that one. So I hate waste, but I'm not going to subject them to bad food. Alright, I thought I would show my face, but for breakfast I had a migraine, woke up with a migraine. Kids were kind of on their own, and they got the cereal that I had set aside. And let's be real, like, I know when I buy it, it's not going to last for when I want it to. But doing so much better now. Just needed to get the day going. Anyway, so that was breakfast, and that worked out great because our piano day got moved over a bit, so little.
Let you guys know, that cereal was wheat. That one that we got. I was reading the ingredients, and
yeah, it's not like Cheerios, which is gluten-free.
Yeah.
This has wheat in it, so.
Just
Did not pay attention. I just assumed it's a knockoff brand of Cheerios. So free. No, it is not. Anyway, so that was breakfast with lots of fruit. And then for lunch we're making loaded potatoes, which I captured a little bit of footage for that. So for lunch we are having, what is this called? Help me.
Loaded potatoes.
Loaded potatoes. So she's got some dairy-free cheese in here, she's got all kinds of food, but that's what we're having for lunch today. Loaded potatoes.
Dairy-free style. And blackberries.
But then I realized that we have leftover taco meat from the tacos we had the other night. So I am heating that up, and we're going to put it on top of our loaded potatoes with some cheese. And that's what we're going to have for lunch. Alright, we are back for dinner. So this is kind of a fun meal because we are using a lot of stuff that we got from the food trucks just at various times. So I'm making wild rice soup. I have made a video on this. It'll be linked down below, but I wanted to share just how awesome the soup ended up being. So we start off with a half a stick of butter, and this was on the food trucks. This is actually in a different town, and the elderly couple that gives us food, they actually brought it over. They used to live next door to us, and they use margarine, they use butter, and so I got organic butter, which started the base of this. And then to this is added 1 onion. Now I have the onion, but as I was going through the fridge, I found a whole bag of onions that we also got. Oh well, but there is 1 onion in here. There are carrots. This is on the food truck today, and this was on last week, and we're trying to find ways to use all this up. So I've got celery and carrots to this. Oh, can I have the bone broth in the back? I've added carrots and celery to this, and it's just been cooking down for a little bit. Then I'm going to sprinkle it with my gluten-free flour, and honestly, just this base here plus the chicken, all of this from the food trucks. So the butter, the celery, the carrot, and the chicken is all from the food trucks. And then I'll add the rest of my stuff to this and make wild rice soup. But I just thought that was pretty cool beans, you know? Okay, so I wanted to show what this looked like before I added the half and half. This has no dairy in it, so my one daughter can eat it just fine. And you can see, if you see my other video, and I've shown this several times, there is a lot of vegetables in here. And so the way my mom made it didn't always have carrots in it, always, not always. A lot of times it did, but not always. And I was like, carrots and celery is not enough. We need to add some spinach. I'm just hungry for greens, y'all. So anyway, it's a nice cold day. So before I add the half and half, I'm just gonna take a little bit out for her. And then we're gonna add some half and half to this, and then we're gonna serve it up. And that's what's for dinner today. For breakfast this morning, we are having fried eggs with a tortilla. And, well, that's all I'm going to say. That's what's for breakfast. For lunch, I had this food that we divvied up in the boxes that I wanted to get to the families because I just don't have the space for it. So we did that and kind of missed lunch. So we came home and my daughter cooked up some of this Brussels sprouts, cooked up a small bag of mini potatoes that I had. We had some quesadillas with the tortillas and the cheese, and that's pretty much just what we had. That's just what we did for lunch. So I'm on the last of the ground beef that I had cooked up, or I had cooked all this meat up and then kind of divvied it out. So this is the last pound of it, or the last bag of it. And for tonight for dinner, we are making baked spaghetti. So in here I have 1 bell pepper and 1 onion. It only calls for an onion, but I have some bell peppers that need to be used up, and it's spaghetti. Like, we can totally add all the vegetables we want to it. Okay, so I'm using this recipe from Spend with Pennies, and you're going to need a can of diced tomatoes. And you're going to need a cup of pasta sauce. Now I have these from our food trucks, which is just like a, basically donated food, and you wait in line and you can pick it up. So kind of like a food bank, but we call it the food truck because you drive and they put it in the car and you drive off. So there is that, and it needs tomato paste, but I do not have any. So we're just going to use what we can here. And with this, we also need 1.5 cups of mozzarella, which I do have. And here is my spaghetti squash. It's looking more like squash than the spaghetti part of it, but there is some in here. So we'll just see how this ends up. But determined to waste not, want not. This whole time I've had these, I've never noticed that. Yep, it's got pasta in it. Well, we're gonna roll with it. And there we go. There is our baked spaghetti. We're gonna put it in the oven. This is a dairy-free cheese for my daughter. And I'll show you the final thing.
Am I supposed to use a fork?
Are we supposed to know what we're doing? No?
Okay.
Great.
Just wedgies.
Okay, so for breakfast today, I'm doing a baked oatmeal, but I actually tried Acre Homestead's recipe that she has on her website. I'll leave it linked down below. I was watching one of her videos yesterday. I think it was like what we ate in a week. And she mentioned or she was making her baked oatmeal, and I saw that it took like 10 eggs. And I was really intrigued because that would make it a higher protein breakfast. And I wondered if it would help with the oatmeal and our kids and some of the grains and yada yada yada. And I also have a ton of eggs because I bought 5. My Amish lady had plenty this week, so I bought 5 dozen, only to find out that a gal from our church also gave us 4 to 5 dozen. So we have plenty of eggs. So I wanted to try this. We also had in the fridge a bowl like this. In here had 1 can of pumpkin, some cinnamon, some sugar, something else. My son was trying to make like a pumpkin pudding that we used to make a long time ago, but we don't have all the ingredients for it, but he was trying to make something with it. And it didn't turn out well, so we just actually put it in here because she said she was using applesauce. And so anyway, this is what we're going to have for breakfast, and I want to share with you what my kids think of it. What do you think of it? What do you think of it?
It's okay. It's good. I think it needs a little bit more flavor though.
Yes, that was one thing that we had there. I forgot to add sugar. Chew with your mouth closed. Forgot to add sugar and
Tastes like French toast.
ooh.
French toast without sugar.
This is heavy.
So that's what we have. We're just, some are sprinkling it with powdered sugar, and some's putting a little maple syrup on it, which is interesting because with French toast, we typically do the same. Sprinkle a little powdered sugar and a little syrup on it, actually. There you go.
Thanks.
What are your thoughts?
I don't know.
It's definitely on those.
Do you like this one or the one that I usually make better?
I like this one better. A little bit better.
Mm-hmm.
I like the other one.
Okay.
Good afternoon.
It is afternoon. We are making lunch, and we had a late breakfast. The kids slept in really late, so we had a late breakfast, and we're having a late lunch. And for lunch, I am making spaghetti, and I decided to just really doctor this up and kind of see how this works. So I have the pasta sauce from our food trucks. And to that, I'm going to add some Italian diced tomatoes. I also have in the back freezer, if y'all remember, all this chopped celery and bell pepper and zucchini cups. Each of these is, I think, a half a cup. And this Impossible Burger sausage, I think it's called. Oh no, this is not Impossible Burger. This is Impossible Sausage. So it's the Impossible brand that I picked up for 79 cents. If you've been around, you saw that haul. Anyway, I'm cooking it up and it smells good. Like some of, I guess the kids don't like it. I guess the kids don't like the smell of this. But it smells really good, I think. And I'm going to use this as the sausage to this spaghetti. And I am all out of spaghetti noodles. I think I shared that with you last week when I was making chili spaghetti. So for this week, I just did a hodgepodge of pasta. I have some penne and macaroni. We're just going to use that, and there's going to be leftovers, but that's fine. I mean, does anybody really care about what we're doing? I'm just going to brown this up, and I was thinking, because I have frozen stuff I'm working with here, once this is pretty much browned, I'm actually going to throw it all in the Instapot for like 5 minutes. And I think that will work for this. Oh, and on top of the zucchini, celery, bell pepper, tomato sauce, sausage, I'll also be putting in about 2 tablespoons of red wine vinegar, and I'm trying to decide if I want to do basil and oregano or just Italian seasoning. Can't decide. That is what's going to be for lunch. I completely forgot to film what we were doing for dinner. My daughter made this really amazing salad. And this is what's left, so we'll use this as leftovers. And then last week I shared with you some burgers that we had, and tonight I made them again. And we topped them with the Kerrygold cheese and some avocado, and they were really, really good. So that's what we had for dinner tonight. For breakfast this morning, we're having scrambled eggs on top of tortillas with some cheese and some hot sauce. That's what's for breakfast. So for lunch, we have plenty of this spaghetti left over, so we're just reheating that for lunch. There's leftover oatmeal cake. Some had smoothies, and I'm having that.